Hey, hold on, actually. Let me fix my mic. I keep doing that every time I do the intro. Sorry. Is that better? Awesome. How you doing out there? You staying warm? It's cold as hell where I am, and people are losing power. I'm not in Texas, but people are losing power because there's just so much ice storming happening. What the hell's an ice storm, by the way? Can someone explain that to me? I don't know. I'm going to keep it short and sweet today because, I'm pretty sure you don't want to hear me rambling on about nothing, and I know for a fact Meech doesn't. So we are going to get right to the show. It is a good show today in which baseball and basketball get the majority of the play. There's a little bit of hockey talk in which Double asked me to buy and sell stock in different teams, and you might disagree with me on some, but I don't care. All right, let's get to it. That's dope. That's pretty lit. All right. Welcome. We are coming back at you live and direct with another episode of Stone Sports. I am your host, Bert, a.k.a. the Gutter Boy, a.k.a. Bert Vonnegut. With me, as always,
Bert Vonnegut. Holy mother of God, that was good. And it was tucked in there right at the end, too.
Say what up, Meech and Dubs. Say what up,
What the fuck is up?
What up?
All right, boys. So,
I think your nicknames might be my favorite part of the show. In all reality.
I've got a couple more I'll whip out in the coming weeks for you. So, I figured today's show we could do a little bit of bullshit in the beginning, and then we can do a little bit of bullshit at the end. So, well, actually, there is a question I wanted to ask you, Double. So, I've been replaying The Last of Us Part 2. You played that, right?
Not all the way through because I just kept breaking my heart. I'm gonna finish it soon. I clicked onto it the other day, loaded up the story, and went, I can't handle this right now. Yeah. And I turned it back off.
I was just wondering because it's like I didn't know if you finished it. Because I'm
probably 35-40% through, something like that.
Yeah, because like people hated it. It was really divisive, but I
refuse
really
to look
it.
anything up about it because I don't want anything spoiled. Because I've actually gone this far without getting anything spoiled.
Yeah, then you definitely shouldn't. I'll tell you this: like, how far did you get?
I'm past Seattle.
Okay, so like it gets to a point where like because I was like, I hate this fucking lady, but it gets to a point where like, oh, okay, like it's really interesting how they kind of like nobody's a good guy, nobody's a bad guy. Like it's pretty fucking cool. I think that's cool. But I think some people were just simple and were like, no, I need my good guys to be good guys and my bad guys to be bad guys. And it's like, well, life doesn't work like that.
It wasn't like that in the first one
either. It's the plot of a storyline.
Yeah, right? Like, that's what I was saying. Like, dude, Joel, like, straight up murders innocent people at the end of that game. Like
tons.
Like, murks them.
Tons.
Yeah, like,
he kills an entire hospital.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! Yeah,
you gotta play the first goddamn game that I have to fucking make you download the multiplayer for fucking 7 years late.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a savant when it comes to.
We know.
Yeah, we know. All right. So, any nonsense you guys want to talk about before we get to the sports?
So, one of my favorite John Mulaney jokes. It starts off with him saying, "It's like there's a horse loose in a hospital."
Is a horse loose in a hospital?
There was a cow loose in a hospital in Colombia. If you haven't seen, obviously haven't seen.
Wait, which Colombia?
What does that mean?
Isn't there only one Colombia?
The country?
Oh, you mean the country? Okay, I didn't know if you meant like the city.
British.
There's like a bunch of Colombias in America.
Well, yeah, that's why I just figured.
Yeah, okay.
Saying Colombia would be the
like
country.
I said, it's been a long day. I'm a little high myself. Let's take it easy. So
fair enough.
Me and Dubs are both coming in hot right now.
Yeah, we are.
All right, so we'll get back to your story about a horse loose in Colombia.
A cow loose in a hospital in Colombia, and I watched the video because, dude, you gotta watch it. This cow just struts in the front door of the hospital, and it comes up to this lady like it owes it drug money. Like, It is Colombia, so I wouldn't put it past her. But this cow comes at this lady. It stomps her for like 10 fucking seconds. And then these two dudes come in and try to pull the cow away. And like a goddamn movie, the cow like breaks free. Like, no, let me at her. And it just goes back and keeps stomping this poor lady in the corner. They eventually drag this fucking cow out the front door with it taken out like 10 chairs. The lady, of course, she's fucking injured. And then on its way out, it kicks over 2 motorcycles out front.
Nice.
And then they return it to the farm because it just like busted through a gate apparently.
Yeah.
And the owner apparently showed up at the hospital later, concerned about the well-being of the lady, and apologized, but had no intention of paying for any damages.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I don't think I would either. That's what you have insurance for.
But if you just Google cow hospital Colombia, I'm sure it'll come up.
I'm going to do it as soon as we're done here and I'm editing. That's the first thing I'm going to do.
I watched it probably 5 times. The cow, it had a vendetta for that one woman. It broke through the fence. It saw her ass go in the goddamn hospital. It broke through the fence and was like, give me that bitch because she owes me something.
I was listening to Mark Maron's podcast recently and Salma Hayek was on there and she was telling a story about how like a horse just like tried to murder her. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like horses apparently don't do that. It's like a 1 in like 3,000 chance or something. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I go to a farm all the time where they have cows and like they're fucking scary, dude. Like I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Cows are terrifying. Like they're just like massive beasts.
Dude, what? I have cows near me and they're big, but like you don't realize it. You see it in a hospital and you're like, good God.
Yeah, they're
good
massive,
God, that
dude.
thing is massive.
They're fucking massive. I
Like,
found
even
an
up close,
apartment
you
in
see
your
it
city,
outside,
Dubs.
and it's yeah.
Yeah, I found an
my
apartment
city?
in your like in your town. I was on apartments.com the other day and I was like, well, let's just check. And I looked and there was a couple for rent. So
You gotta tell me the address off air, and I'll tell you if it's a shithole or not. So odds are
one
I've
of them
delivered
looked like
there.
a serious shithole, and one of them
Odds
looked
are
alright.
I've delivered there.
Yeah, one of
And
them's like
here-
old as fuck.
The secret about moving here is, at least in my like immediate area, you don't want to live in my town because we have one of the highest property taxes in like the whole state.
Oh yeah,
But the towns around us do not.
yeah. One of them was in Gardner. Is that?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah. Okay.
I buy things there.
This is great podcasting. I'm sure everyone wants to hear this. Let's get to sports.
I buy things there. Let's put it as that.
Yeah, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down, bro.
I pick up there too.
Yeah. So,
Jesus.
Meech, what you got on baseball, bud? Any baseball news?
Well, I was actually just reading, and this is just not even in my notes. This is Ron Renicky, the perennial interim manager, has just accepted a position as special assistant to the GM for the Dodgers.
That's fine.
That's
I
fine.
really want another year of Ron Renicky being my manager anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
We got the man, the myth, the legend, Alex Cora back. So
I'm sure he was the fucking problem.
Oh, he's not. He just doesn't. He's not a spark for me, like Alex Cora.
I would not describe Ron Renicky as a spark.
Yeah,
Mitch, Mitch, you're gonna get this reference. He's not a firecracker like Ozzie Guillen.
Nah, or like Lou, Sweet Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just a side story. That's all I was scrolling.
You're all good.
MLB pitchers and catchers have reported for most teams either yesterday or today.
Love it.
And spring training is officially underway.
Here we fucking go, boys.
Yeah, let's
Huge
get it.
fan of baseball. I'm always super into the first part of the season. I tune out for a couple months and then I jump back in. Like
I usually
Yeah,
watch,
I do
like,
the same.
I watch like
Yeah.
15 games in April, and then I watch probably 15 until
and then I wait till the
All-Star
home
break.
run derby, basically, and I'm like, okay, I'll start getting back into
Yeah,
baseball
I
again.
think most of us probably do that in the world. I don't know. You know.
I feel like that's everyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
with baseball. Like it's so long, but I love it and it fills valuable space. So yeah, I was super excited about pitchers and catchers reporting. Fernando Tatis received a 14-year, $340 million mega extension.
Padres whipping out Jerry Jones money.
He has played less than a season of baseball collectively.
152 games, you said?
100 and yeah, it's either like 46 or 52. It's not quite 161. Gets the third richest contract in baseball history.
Yeah, that's nutty as fuck, dude.
Guess who the first two are? Widely regarded as the number 1 and number 2 players in the game currently.
It's Trout and Mookie.
Yeah.
It's Trout and Mookie.
I was actually going to reverse them, but that makes more sense.
I mean, I think it's Trout first and then Mookie, but yeah, it's somewhere.
No, I mean, I would say, like, honestly, Trout is a god, but it's just like, for some reason I wanted to put Mookie first.
Nah, Trout's better, but Mookie's right there. Like, they're just both so goddamn good.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
And Fernando Tatis just received the next highest contract to those two gentlemen. So, like I said before, and it's funny because me and Double were talking about this off air. Like, he was like, "You hate the Padres," and I didn't used to because they used to be irrelevant. But last year they were obnoxious.
You're just mad someone else is getting shine in the West.
I mean, why would I care? I don't care. We won 8 straight 8 straight NL West titles and a World Series.
Yeah, they just got a series.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he's all right.
If anyone, I absolutely hate the Giants. Just that's hands down. But I've had to see those ass wipes win fucking 3. So, anyway, I didn't used to hate the Padres, but they are annoying as fuck last year. Despite getting swept, they were still surprisingly annoying. And I don't know where the fuck they're getting this money. They're pulling money out of their asshole.
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from either.
They've got like almost $1 billion owed between Machado and Tatis now.
It's a conspiracy.
And then they have Yu Darvish's contract. They have Blake Snell's contract, which isn't a lot. They have Will Myers' contract. They have Eric Hosmer's contract.
Like, I forgot about Hosmer. That's a big one too.
This team has massive contracts on them. They don't have a huge TV revenue, and they don't do well except for when they're playing the Dodgers, and it's all Dodger fans. It perplexes me. I don't get it.
I don't either at all.
So that's kind of just the other part of it. It's like, I don't know where they're pulling all this money out of. Anyway,
I get it because I kind of compare the Rays in your division to the Rays in my division to the Padres in yours. And if the Rays just started dropping big ass money on people like that all of a sudden, I would also be like, wait, what's going on?
What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have to do some like hardcore, like Robert Redford style investigative journalism to figure out where this money is coming from.
So we have to shrink to 5'3".
Oh, wait. Are you talking shit about Robert Redford, bro?
No, just his height.
Don't talk shit about Robert Redford, dude. That is an American hero. I'm not even sure he's American, but
just his height.
He's got to be. Just his height. Talking shit about somebody's height. That's amazing. All right, Beach, any other baseball news you want to talk about, man?
Yeah, apparently the Mets involved in Chris Bryant trade rumors were just not true.
Yeah.
The Cubs GM, Jed Hoyer, who took over after Epstein left, stated that those just were inaccurate. They were never true. So
yeah,
that's interesting. And like I said, once you start being a big spender, you start getting mentioned in literally every transaction, it seems like. And
yeah, and we talked about this before, how like it seems like, particularly in all New York sports, like journalists will just make shit up just to like have a story. Like I've seen it time and time again. I mean, I get it. Like they're going to be involved, regardless, like people are going to speculate, but I've seen a lot of shit where it's like, oh, Rangers interested in this player. And then like the team, like the Jets will come out and be like, no, that was never the case. And it's like, okay, so you just made that up, bud. Like, I don't know if that's okay.
I mean, everyone has an agenda. Those are where those leaks come from.
Yep.
Other than a lot of minor signings and trades right now, the only other notable thing in baseball, Tim Tebow retires.
I don't give a fuck.
After the Mets give him no run in the majors, despite that being really their only draw for the last 2 years.
Also want to give quick fuck you to Gary Sheffield for saying Tim Tebow was going to be an it factor in the MLB?
I mean, I
don't know why you have to shit on Chef there.
Yeah,
bud.
yeah, dude.
He's a Yankee. He gets.
I mean, he was also a Dodger for a while.
He's also a fucking steroid guy.
Yeah, but I liked him.
Yeah,
I
me too.
loved him. He had the
iconic
swing.
batting stance.
He had the fucking swing, dude.
Yeah. That's like the first
I'll
thing
give
I
him
always
that.
think
His
about.
batting stance is badass.
Yeah, it was. So no other baseball stuff?
No, that's it. That's the.
All right,
that's the implosion.
Let's throw it to Dubs for some basketball. Hit me, boy.
Before we go to the NBA, I want to make a quick pit stop at college basketball, and I want to call out Meech for his degenerate gambling.
Is this an intervention?
Sir,
is this an intervention?
This is an intervention.
Sir, you were gambling on Missouri Valley basketball on Wednesday nights.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
You said just 2 weeks ago to me, I don't give a fuck about college basketball. I don't even bet on that shit. 2 weeks later, you're betting on Drake games.
The Missouri Valley Conference needs our help, Double. And they get none of this money, by the way, because I'm winning it. But no, okay. So what had happened was
you can't even watch that game on TV to make sure your bet is going well.
I didn't watch that. You can't
even find an illegal stream of that game.
I did not watch the Drake game, but Drake is now my favorite team. Also,
I did 25 people in the gym, and they're on the staff.
I did watch. Well, I mean, it's COVID.
Yeah, I know. And it's insane if it wasn't.
I did watch the Dayton Flyers game. I had a hundy on that for.
I don't care now that Obi Toppin's gone.
and yeah, I thought it was one of those where I did my research, I placed my bet responsibly, but I thought because Dayton's better than Rhode Island that Dayton was -3. Which would mean they're getting 3 points in favor of them winning. No, the Flyers were -3, so I got a great deal. Thought I lost that game, which I was kind of pissed off because I watched basically most of the game. And first of all, apparently you don't have to dribble anymore in college. You can literally run around with the ball because not one carrying or traveling was called. And I was just like, You don't have to dribble the ball. I should play basketball if I don't have to dribble the ball. And then also half of each team fouled out. That's a problem with your officiating. When half of each team is on the fucking bench because they're fouled out. Weird. But the game went 3 overtimes. I thought I lost. Checked my account today. I was up a hundy, and then I was like, "Oh, they were +3. Fantastic."
I'd just like to take this moment to say that if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. They can help you.
It's not gambling. It's not a problem if you're winning up double what I was this morning. Suck it.
All right, Double.
Quitting my job.
So can we move to the NBA now?
Going to gambling.
Before we do, I just wanted to mention I watched Illinois and Northwestern last night, and I didn't have money on it, but you would think I would the way I was invested in it. I shit all over Illinois on Twitter in the first half, and then they won me back over in the second half, and I fell in love with them. I think they're going to go, if there's a tournament, I think they're going deep. I fell in love with them. Kofi Coburn is an absolute monster, but he gasses out, and he just had his hands at his hips playing defense in the second half, so that's a little bit of an issue. But they also had a junior guard who has an 8% higher usage rate in the last 5 minutes of a game than anyone else in college basketball. They just give the ball
in your hands, sir. Go win the game.
I cannot pronounce his last name, but his first name is Io, and that's all anyone was calling him. He went the fuck off in the last few minutes of the game. He hit a Dame Lillard-esque logo fucking 3-pointer for the dagger.
Nice.
And they battle back. It was a good fucking game. Illinois is in the top 5. 4 is Ohio State. 3 is Michigan. 2 is Baylor, and Gonzaga still sits at number 1.
Yeah, and where are Duke and Kentucky?
Kentucky won tonight.
Yeah, but they're not ranked. I mean, Duke
No,
wasn't
they're
ranked,
not.
and
They
that's like
also-
the first time in my lifetime I've seen them not.
They also blew a 20-point lead to Vanderbilt and almost lost, but they
Yeah.
pulled it out. I'm not happy with my Cats. They're killing me.
Yeah.
But anyway, we can get to NBA now. Starting that off with another comeback of sorts. James Harden cut a 24-point deficit against a very hot Phoenix Suns team. See what I did there, Meech?
Oh,
Harden's playmaking was huge, and he turned on the
Temperature
scoring when he needed
puns.
to. They had no KD and no Kyrie in this game, so Harden needed to step up, and he did just that. I said the Suns were going to be a sleeper team, and they have been that so far. And did you see their fucking jerseys, Meech?
I did not see the jerseys, but I did want to get in here real quick because I believe I said that Harden would be killing it in Brooklyn, and he has averaged 24 points and 12 assists a game for the Nets. Killing it.
Yeah, he's been pretty fucking great since there. But the Suns jerseys are the black ones with like the Suns colors on the side. It says the Valley across it. It's all like rainbowy. It's fucking.
I like those too. I like those too.
Speaking of the jerseys, I think last episode y'all had a bit of a discussion about the Utah jersey, right? The black one.
Yes.
I went and looked at it. Meech, you're right. That jersey is fucking
I don't
dope.
like it.
That jersey is dope. It is so awesome, man. Like, you're right. It's clean. That's the best word for it.
It's clean. You have the mountains in the background. You have the different colors.
It's a dope jersey, man. Yeah, that jersey is fly. Like, I'm not a Utah fan at all, and I want to cop one of those.
Yeah.
Because that shit is fly.
It's pretty.
Are we talking about the same jersey?
I don't know. It's black and it has like kind of like the.
There's no mountains in it.
Yeah, no, that's like what it's supposed to be. I think is like a sort of like mountainous silhouette. You have to look really closely, but I mean, it's obviously supposed to be like a sunset of some kind. But I don't know if there are actually mountains in it. But I mean, it's a dope ass jersey. It actually kind of looks like the old like
Okay, so there aren't mountains in that one.
And it's nowhere near its fucking their color scheme. Like but
it is still really cool.
Yeah, it's a dope ass jersey, man.
Meh.
I knew that was coming. Anytime there's a moment of silence from him, he just follows it with a nah.
Yeah.
All right, any other NBA news, dude?
Oh yeah, we got I'm about to go on a tangent here. Dame Lillard's MVP case.
Hit me.
So last night, he had 4 threes in the final 3 minutes. He erased the deficit and then put Portland up by 12. He assisted on 2 threes in that time too. So like he put the fucking team on his back in the final 3 minutes. Against Dallas, the game before that, he scored 7 in the final minute to beat the Mavericks. Portland is 17-10. That's 4th in the West, despite no CJ McCollum. Yeah.
Real quick, I was talking about the Suns jerseys actually being better. Like those were the jerseys I thought I saw on the
Utah.
Okay.
The Suns jerseys are fire.
But
Jazz jerseys
still, the Utah jerseys are pretty sick too. But these are the ones I actually thought I saw.
The Suns Valley jerseys are fire.
Yeah, those are what I thought I was referring to the other day. That's those are the ones.
They wore those last night against Brooklyn, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
and
that jersey is dope.
And I thought about what you said about the Jazz jersey when I saw that one, and I was like, how? Like,
you know what it is?
Jazz
it's because
like
the old Jazz jersey used to have that shit on it.
I mean, I like the old Suns jersey too. Like the one with the like stripy basketball thing going across it. You know what I'm talking about? Like
I mean, it's a sun.
Way back in the day. Sun. Yeah. I like that
jersey. It looks like the Dodger logo.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool jersey back in the day. Anyway, sorry, Double. We got you off track. Continue with your case.
Dame Lillard rant.
Yeah.
Team is 17-10. That's 4th in the West, despite no CJ McCollum or Nurkic. They are at the bottom of the league defensively, statistic-wise. He leads all players in points in what the NBA dubs clutch time, which is 5 minutes remaining with a 5-point or less margin.
Because no one else is on the court with him. He is a one-man wrecking band, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. I second this motion.
Dame Lillard MVP.
Yeah. I'll throw in a
He's
third.
So goddamn good, and he carries this team night in and night out. Blazers are 11-3 when in clutch time, which means if it's a close game and Damian Lillard is obviously leading the league and all this clutch statistics, he's the one that's getting them those wins. And if it's a close game and your team is eking out those wins, that's the mark of a good team. And this team wouldn't be good without Dame, so that should be an MVP.
I mean, for like 7 years now, if you take him off that team, they're just in the graveyard amongst like Sacramento and Phoenix as being horrible.
Yeah, and we've talked about before with like any sport, that is like to me the most important criteria of an MVP is if you're not on the team, is the team successful? If the answer to that is no, then you are an MVP.
And I feel like when people, like when CJ McCollum is healthy, people suck his dick and they're like, this guy's fucking great. I don't think he's that good.
He's never healthy, though.
He's never healthy, and I don't even think he's that good when he is healthy. Like, he's a good player, but he's not a star that, like, complements Dame. Like, he's a good player. You could also be
so much better with Dame.
That's what I mean.
You know, drawing the coverage.
Exactly.
Like, it was like your guys' argument with Draisaitl.
He drives. He's athletic. He shoots like
Draisaitl.
He can shoot off-balance shots. He's got a great mid-range game. But how many fucking people can do that in the league? And if you're not going to stay on the court, then like, I mean, what's the point?
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair
point.
Well,
and it's also worth saying that kind of the storylines that would traditionally be MVPs are kind of old. I mean, you have LeBron who's not going to win it because it doesn't matter what he does at this point in his career. You have the Greek Freak
he is second
back to back
on my MVP list.
I mean, he's second all the time though, but he's not going to win again because he's an old story. Like then you have back to back MVPs for Giannis. They've been playing like shit lately, although without Holiday. And then you have him, which I honestly, you told me you were going to say, Dame, and I was like, oh, I mean, I'm right there with you. Without him, the Trailblazers would be insignificant. So
there's not, like, if you look at the top teams in the Western Conference, if you take one player off of those top four teams, like their one star, Portland is the one that's affected the most. They have nothing else.
Right.
Like, the Lakers have fucking Davis. I mean, Jokic carries the Nuggets, but Murray is still a great player. Like
right.
And they're a lot more complete than Portland. But anyway, my top five in the NBA MVP race right now, since we're on the conversation, like I said, Dame at the top. Number 2, I have LeBron. 3, Embiid. I think the only thing holding him back right now is the amount of minutes he plays and the amount of games he plays.
Yeah.
4th is Jokic. Plays really well. The Nuggets, if they're going to be at the top of the conference, Jokic is going to be a huge reason why. And his stats are there to prove it. What big man averages 9 assists per game? Like, he's a true center. You can say Giannis is a big man.
He's monstrous, and he can shoot and pass. Like, it's crazy.
He had this hook shot the other night against us that was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. He did a 2 spin moves and then threw a hook shot from the elbow without even looking, and it didn't touch net. Like, it just went right through. And he had 2 people.
I mean, you look at him and you're just like, who's this clown? And then he fucking puts up 40, 9 assists, and, like 15 rebounds. And you're like, what?
He looks like so clumsy and unathletic, but just, and then at the same time, you look at it and you're like, no, this is like so smooth. Like, just everything he does is so goddamn good. But he's at 4 for me. I have Curry at 5, basically for the same reason. If the Warriors end up making a deep playoff run, it's going to be because of him. He's averaging more points than his best MVP season. There's no Clay. Draymond's good, but he's not, he's not Clay. D'Angelo Russell's been a great piece adding in there, but the Warriors run through Curry.
Yeah, they're using Green a little differently this year too, so he's not like his usual self.
Because they're trying to get that rookie more involved, Weissman.
Right. So they're using Draymond a little bit different this year. So I mean, there's that too. Like that just adds to what Steph is doing. Like they're not even using.
And they're still like 15 and 13, and they've been experimenting. Yeah. They've had injuries. Like they could a few weeks from now, you could be looking at them at the top of the Western Conference. It's not 1 or 2, but 3, 4, 5.
I mean, we talked about it. I placed a futures bet on them to win the whole thing before Clay got injured because I was like, no one's talking about these guys. They're pretty good, just in case people forget.
Pretty good.
So I placed a futures bet, and then like a week later, Clay got hurt. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy what he means to that team right now.
I had 2 honorable mentions here, Greek Freak and Doncic. They both have the stats for an MVP season, but their teams aren't there right now.
Yeah.
Last thing I had for the NBA is just a couple Zion things so people don't fucking forget about him. NBA record 5 games with 30-plus points, shooting 75% before the age of 21. No one else has more than 3. He's also the only player to average 23 or more points on 60% shooting in his first 50 career games. I'm not saying he's a top fucking player, Meech, but you can't get much more efficient than what he's been doing for the New Orleans.
Get it? I hate him, and I don't know why. I can't tell you why I hate him, other than the fact that everyone else loves him. But literally looking at what he does and his fat like flop around,
you're gonna be like,
I'm like, oh, I could do that.
In 10 years, when Zion's fucking a monster and everywhere, you're going to feel the same way I do about LeBron. You're just going to be like, I fucking hate that guy. And everyone's going to be like, why? Why? Why?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what he does. That's pretty big.
I think Zion's a fucking monster.
But,
I'm not saying he's going to be a fucking top 5 player in the league, but I think he's going to be an all-star for.
I mean, if he was
an
an offensive lineman, I would believe you, but he's not.
And Zion does not eat his veggies.
Yeah.
All right.
That's kind of I'm like, that guy looks like me. Fat and out of shape. And he's out there fucking playing the game.
But he can windmill 360 dunk. Can you do that?
So can I, though.
Yeah, dude. Everybody knows Meech can ball.
Little Tykes hoop.
Yeah.
That cat can
I did
ball,
it
dude.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
and then I
like
down because my back hurt.
Meech is like he should be in like and one mixtapes. Like that cat can ball, dude.
Yeah.
He's got a Little Tykes mixtape.
All right. That's enough.
I was on mini clip before YouTube was even a thing, bro.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's get to some hockey. So there's not a whole lot of news. I know Double wants to play some sort of question game around hockey, but before we do that, I think we need to toss out some credit to our boy Connor McDavid. He is the I want to say 21st. He scored 500 points in less than 400 games. He joins the likes of Gretzky, Lemieux, Lindros, Ovechkin. A bunch of great players to do that. He's probably, in my opinion, the best player playing right now. So shout outs to Connor McDavid. That's pretty hype. And it literally just happened today. So probably within the last hour. So that's pretty hype. Good for him. And yeah, I don't really have much news beyond that. Double.
It's time to play a game.
Yeah, let's play a game.
All right, boys. So we had a couple weeks ago, we had a whole stock debacle with GameStop and AMC. So let's talk stocks.
Are we doing some puck broking here? I don't know.
We are.
Okay.
Little puck broker action.
I don't know what that is.
I got 5 teams here. I'm just going to say the team. I'm going to ask Bertie mainly, but Meech, if you want to throw an answer, I'd love it. You're going to give me either buy or sell. You think you would buy stock in them right now or you'd sell it?
Okay.
We're going to kick it off with the Florida Panthers, who moved up 6 spots in the power rankings this week.
I'm going to sell because they made some decent moves, but I don't trust the Panthers to sustain that. So I would sell.
So before recording, I asked Meech what he thought, or I told him the teams, and he told me he thought you would sell on that one, and I thought you'd buy. So, Meech, you got me there.
No. Yeah, I'm selling on the Florida Panthers. I mean, like I said, they made some good moves, but I don't see them sustaining that at all.
Fair enough. Next up, we got Colorado Avalanche.
Buy. All day.
I would buy on them
all day. Nathan McKinnon, you buy all day behind Nathan McKinnon, dude.
And their wingers are so good too.
I mean, their whole team is good.
They're just so good.
Their defense needs a little shoring up, but that's an easily fixable problem.
Do you think they gave too much money to Tyson Berry a couple years ago? Now that we're on the, or was it last year?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even. How much did they give him? I don't even remember.
I believe 45 for 5 years or 6 years.
Yeah, that's too much for that short a time period for sure. Yeah. If it was like a longer contract than that, you can't really have much longer contract than that. But if it was like an 8-year deal, yeah, I would say it's okay. But I would, that doesn't look good. I'm still going to buy though.
But it also might affect when you have to negotiate with McCarr too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I would still buy because I think that team is set up to go places,
yeah, for sure.
You know,
right now this season they look fucking. They have a great roster.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I really like them. I mean, it's just Nathan McKinnon. Like I said, I'll buy all day behind that guy. He's ridiculous.
All right, so we got to buy and a sell. We're gonna get to your favorite team here, Capitals. Buy or sell?
I'm selling. And I'll tell you why I'm selling. Because
you're biased and you hate them.
No, actually, it has nothing to do with that. It's the fact that they've made some bad moves. Like sooner or later, they're going to have to decide between Backstrom, Ovechkin, and Wilson. And I do hate Wilson, but they're going to have to decide between them. And if one of them goes, that's a gaping hole in that team. Like any which way you look at it, it's a gaping hole in the team. So
anything on gaping holes? Columbus Blue Jackets.
Sell all day sell.
Even with the addition of Dubois.
Yeah, I'd sell all day.
Because you were high on Dubois.
Yeah, but I'm still selling. I don't have faith in them to ever put it all the way together. There have been many times where they've had almost every piece they need to move
right now either.
You know? Yeah, like there have been many times where they've been like one piece away and they can't get that piece. You know? So no. I'm not buying on that.
And lastly, we're gonna go with the team that is number 1 in the power rankings right now, and that is the Vegas Golden Knights.
This is always tough for me, dude.
I can never read them.
Yeah, the thing is, like, they have some great players like Pacioretty, you know, but then they have players like Nick Holden. And it's like, ew, dude, I don't know. Oh, okay.
Fleury's been electric this season.
Did you see that save the other night?
Yes, I did.
What the fuck is that?
He's got like a 9.4 save percentage.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been
94.
Great. Like, anybody hating on Marc-Andre Fleury is just not watching the game because he's had slumps, but every goalie has them. But he's always been great. That's a fantastic man to have between the pipes. But I got to buy or sell. I'm going to buy.
Let's go.
I'm going to buy because while they may not make it to the big show this year, I think they have like people would want to come play there because it's Vegas and you know they have a really solid fan base and I just feel like they could put it together. So I'm gonna buy.
All right, let's kick it to some football.
Let's do it.
We're gonna start off with the J.J. Watt sweepstakes. Vegas put out odds on his top 5 most likely landing spots. Number 1 was the Browns. At 2, we had Packers, 3 Steelers, 4 Bills, and 5 Bucks. I honestly think the Steelers, Bills, and Bucks are long shots. I think it's probably going to be the Packers, if I had to guess.
Really?
I do. I think they have the most. They don't have to like move anything around to do it. They can just sign them straight out. They need help at the pass rush. Theirs has been pretty mediocre the last couple seasons, except for Zadarius Smith. And I just think that's probably going to be his most likely landing spot. And Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure, is pushing for them to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those are all. That makes sense.
Me and Meech have hammered home that their draft was just absolutely a fuck you to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and they got to do something.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know if they can sign him. I don't think they have the cap room.
They don't?
I don't think so.
I thought they did, and that was... Maybe I read that wrong. I know the Steelers don't. Like, they'd have to move shit around.
I'll look up the cap stuff.
I mean, I feel like all of them have to move stuff around. I mean, it's just
JJ Watt.
Hmm.
Juju, I saw something that was weird. Juju encouraged Watt to come play for the Steelers, but Juju has like no contract on the table yet or anything like that. Like that.
probably
Everyone
won't
we
get
talked
signed
to,
there.
we talked to Chris Carter a couple of weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago now. He said he doesn't think Juju's coming back. It's weird
That team
he's
drafts wide
trying to
receivers
lure.
like they're fucking.
Exactly. Claypool and Johnson were phenomenal. They got it. It's just not who I expected to be preaching to Watt to come to the Steelers.
He's a team player.
Yeah, I guess. Because he's like, hey guys, look at me. I'm helping out the team. I'm not dancing on logos. But anyway, update on Vincent Jackson. His family believes he was struggling with alcoholism and concussions.
Oh, that's so sad.
I believe the autopsy revealed alcoholism as well.
Oh, man. That's so sad.
Super sad.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
The latest mock drafts have Devontae Smith falling as late as 20 after people were hyping him up after the national championship game, possibly talking top 5. Brett Favre said he'd take him number 1. He was the 3rd receiver taken on Daniel Jeremiah's latest mock draft. He was after teammate Jalen Waddle even. So not even the first Alabama receiver taken in the
So
latest mock
Waddle,
drafts.
Chase, and then him.
Chase Waddle than him.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember Chase's name. Thank you. I was like, it's
Yeah,
Jamar
Jamar.
something.
Jamar.
I knew the first name and not the last name for some reason.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's you can get talent. I mean, look at Jefferson. He went 20th.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about fucking Claypool and Johnson.
Yeah. Well, I mean Johnson. I meant the Vikings.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
That's what you
I'm
said.
sorry. Oh, okay.
But I was just
Yeah.
saying we were just talking about the Steelers with their two.
Right. Yeah, there's I mean, although last wide receiver class was absolutely
It was insane.
loaded.
I mean, Peoples Jones was a name that wasn't even like talked about like as a top rookie receiver, and he was great for the Browns. He had phenomenal production as a rookie.
Yeah, he reminded me of Rashard Higgins a couple years ago. Like that turned into Baker's favorite receiver. I feel like.
Right. Yeah, that's a good comp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pac-Man's arrest video came out, or the bar fight video, and it looked absolutely chaotic. There were chairs being thrown, there was people screaming, and it was real hard to tell anything that was happening other than that. It just looked like an absolute massive
I was about
chaos.
to ask you your opinion of it.
I cannot tell you one way or the other who started anything. It was an absolute just fucking, it was crazy. It was a brawl, but I don't know. Pac-Man does have a history. I like him. I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt. His story he told on McAfee's show sounded, sincere and sounded like the truth.
Right.
I mean, the fact that he wanted the video to come out.
Right.
Means
Exactly.
Even if it was clear. Although you can always just deny as well.
And the video that TMZ posted, they didn't even identify who Pac-Man was until the end of the video. Like, you just see the video, and then it cuts back to the start, and they're like, this guy right here, that's Pac-Man. And you're like, thank you. I wish I knew that when I watched it the first time. Now I have to watch it again.
Watch it again. Oh, I lost him. Where's Waldo? I lost him.
Thanks, TMZ.
It's like,
you
where's
fucking
Waldo
assholes.
or some shit.
Legit. Where's Pac-Man?
Yeah, where's Pac-Man? Let's get it.
Yeah, speaking of the draft, if the Eagles take a QB with the 6th pick of the draft, I will lose my shit.
I was just gonna get to your Eagles, Beach,
I
because
will lose my shit because we have so many holes we need to fill.
Right.
And we drafted a QB last year.
Right.
Les Bowen, I don't know who that is, but he speculated that if Carson Wentz does not want to be in Chicago, the Eagles' only other trade choice for Wentz would be Indianapolis. And he believes that after Wentz is dealt, they will draft a QB at 6, which I think is absolutely fucking preposterous because you just took Hurts in the 2nd round last year. So why are you going to spend...
Hurts has looked decent, and if you can't get what you want for him, then keep him. He's under contract.
And you're going to move on...
He hits your cap either way.
You're going to move on from 2 QBs in the same offseason?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what's the point? And you need help. You have an aging offensive line. You have defensive needs. You have wide receiver needs because you passed on Justin Jefferson last year.
The 6th pick when other people need quarterbacks at the top of the draft.
Well, and you tanked for the 6th pick. You literally threw a game for the 6th pick. So
right. And you're probably your draft history isn't the best, but you're probably going to be able to draft a top 3 talent guy coming out of the draft at 6.
Yeah. And we need to redo our line and defensive needs, and we have to fix the wide receiver that he fucked over last year by drafting not Justin Jefferson. Yeah, no, he's a horrible GM. He shouldn't be there. He's bad at drafting. He can put together veteran players, I guess, but he can't draft, and you have to have both components to be successful. He doesn't. But yeah, I will cry if that's what we do. It will be so sad for me.
Daniel Jeremiah had you taking an Ertz replacement, Kyle Pitts from Florida.
And even that, yes, we could run a 2 tight end system. As a matter of fact, Doug Peterson, according to Madden, has a ton of 3 tight end systems. So that's fine. And because
you guys love running the ball to Miles Sanders.
It's such a mess. I can't even talk about them right now.
I get it.
And to think that they would pick a QB with the 6th. Oh my God.
It's outrageous.
That would
the Miami Dolphins won't be drafting a kicker anytime soon because Jason Sanders signed a massive 5-year, $22 million deal to be a kicker.
I didn't even fucking see that.
Guaranteed.
That's
That's amazing.
I didn't even fucking see. He's not even a top tier kicker, is he?
He is. He's been top 5, I think.
I mean, he's a fantasy kicker, but I didn't think he was
I think he's pretty solid. And he does come from. Brian Flores does come from the Belichick tree. Belichick always has a great kicker, so
I'll give that one another try. Belichick tree.
Yeah, I did. I got a little.
The Belichick tree.
Yeah, just like fucking Joe Buck, I drank before the show because
I'm drinking during the show.
That made me have more respect for Joe Buck, actually. On Cowherd's show, he said that he would have a beer during a baseball game to loosen up a little bit, remind him that he's watching a sporting event. He said that him and Smoltz had better chemistry earlier than him and Aikman. And a lot of people aren't Buck fans. Oh my God, I lost his name.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can do it. I'm not a Buck fan.
Joe Buck fans. But I don't mind him, and I actually like who he's paired. I like Aikman, and I like Smoltz is a great MLB analyst.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
I mean, Aikman has one of the funniest sound bites of all time, if you know the one I'm talking about. He starts and then he pulls out.
Yeah. I mean, he has a lot of funny lines, but yeah.
I just thought of the bucket.
Bucket.
The Madden bucket.
Got a baby bucket.
Mama bucket, baby bucket, first year in the league. We got the ice because we're in California.
It also reminds me of the Dan Marino fucking just the freak out on there.
He was on a bye week, but God damn. I love the way he goes cross-eyed a little bit. It's oh bro, you've got straight concussion syndrome. You need to get checked out, bro.
All that pure shit in Miami. Pure uncut Colombian.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, Meech. I know you were saying something, but I got to talk about this. We were listening to some sports talk radio at 5 in the morning, me and Sked.
Sports talk radio.
Yeah, I know, right?
95.9.
And this motherfucker on air, I don't even know who it was because it was 5 in the morning, so it's probably nobody important, is talking about how Dan Marino is overrated. Now, I don't really have any feelings on this, so I was curious to see what you think.
I do. Yeah, he's widely recognized as one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play the game. Overrated.
Yeah, right?
I mean, he didn't win a ring.
He didn't win a ring. I think that's why people. I think people underrate him. If anything, he was a
because he doesn't have the ring.
Right? Because exactly. He doesn't have the ring, and he was a.
Well, I don't agree with that argument anyway. The ring argument, I think it's trash.
I mean, I think it has its place, and if you're talking about GOATs, I think that's a pretty good way to ferret it out.
It is.
Other than Bill Russell,
but they don't mean one or two don't mean everything.
Exactly.
Dan Marino should have.
It's just you're telling me Eli's a better quarterback than Dan Marino.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. No. Couldn't have said it better. Way to go, Mitch.
Yeah. Good call.
It's for sure. There's that position.
He's just no. I am saying that.
Yeah, no, I am saying that. No, I mean, there's so much in that position that you're dependent on. I mean, you are the most important person in sports. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you. I'd agree with you.
I mean, maybe a goalie in hockey.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's right there. But you're in charge of everything, the way your offense runs, everything. And I mean, he racked up yards before yards were racked up. I mean, he invented this offense. Like, this is it's crazy. Yeah. I don't think he's respected enough.
Well, I guess we know why that guy was on the radio at 4:30 in the morning and not
Sports Talk Radio 95.9.
Fucking, I didn't listen to Cowherd show because I hate Colin Cowherd. But I mean, that's where I heard the Joe Buck story.
Right.
So I mean, everyone has platform, I guess, and everyone. I don't know, but that made me like Buck more, though.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, I don't hate Buck, but I'm not like a Buck fanboy. But after hearing that, yeah, all right, we're cool.
But yeah, I've heard like 5 p.m. radio, sports radio here, and I'm like, ooh, it's rough.
Yeah,
I can only imagine what and that's like primetime radio.
Yeah, exactly.
I can only imagine what 5 a.m. is.
Yeah, that's drive time commute radio.
I told Meech just before.
So you've got the birds, and they're coming after you, and you don't know where to go. Wait, are we talking about sports? What's going on?
What the fuck was that?
Dude. I'm just saying, I don't want to know who's on.
It's like static in and out. You miss every fourth word.
Yeah, it sounds like double.
Yeah, it sounds like my mic.
That was like the best thing I've heard Meech say in a long time. So you got the birds.
If my mic cuts out when I'm yelling 95.9, that will be a perfect representation.
No, it actually doesn't. It's a shame, but it actually stays pretty solid. You actually had a pretty good voice for it. I think you got a voice for radio, man. You should.
Yeah, maybe I should try that voice on here because I feel like I can never get my voice right on this damn podcast.
No, you sound fine, Meech. You sound fine as hell. I'd do you. Anyway.
Would you do me? I'd do me.
Would you do me?
We'll just gloss over the fact that I said that real quick.
So, get away from Buffalo Bill. I got one last thing about football here. We can move away from Buffalo Bill to the Buffalo Bills.
Hey-o!
Nah, but Meech, you already kind of gave me your answer, but I was curious what we wanted our teams to do with our first round pick. Meech, it seems like you just want to draft anything but a quarterback. That's valid. I'll take that answer.
Would love a lineman, a wide receiver, or another cornerback. Like that. Those are what I want.
Bernie, last year you guys picked up Justin Herbert. The Chargers picked 13th this year. They're slotted to get Jalen Waddle, wide receiver from Alabama, with the 13th pick. Do you think that'd be a good move?
I hate you so much.
Double, like legit explaining this. And Bernie's like, Double, I hate
For a second, I thought he was talking about the Rams, and then I realized oh, he said Chargers, and then I was like, you motherfucker.
I was just sitting here like, wait for it.
You're a Chargers fan. The Rams don't have a first round pick.
Yeah. No, I don't give a fuck because I'm not.
Yeah, they don't have a first round pick for years.
Yeah, that's their that seems to be their MO. That's what I was looking for.
Their swan song?
Yeah, the MO.
That was their
MO
swan
again? Modus operandi.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of Meech singing recently towards the end of the podcast.
I don't know. Because when I am really plastered, I am a good time. And that's what
I bet you are a blast at karaoke. What's your go-to karaoke song, bro?
Well,
you know
Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah, I could have guessed.
Right.
If we had to do the fucking dating game and you write down the other person's answers.
Honestly, because I know the lyrics the most. I don't hold on to lyrics at all.
Hold on.
Would have.
We should totally do that on a future episode. Play the dating game, but for the podcast. That's such a good idea.
We'll live stream it.
Yeah.
That'll be our first Twitch live stream.
That's such a good idea, man. Oh,
which Midwestern Utah Valley Conference is Meech betting on tonight?
Which Missouri Valley team won Meech the most money in the 2020-21 gambling season calendar?
You have Drake.
Answer.
You have
the Edmonton Oilers. All right. Well, listen.
Fuck me.
There's one thing I did find out something pretty cool last night, and I wanted to share this with you guys. So I found out yesterday my hold on, I got to do it in my head. Great grandfather.
He was Hitler.
No. That would be way too many
Was a
greats.
Nazi?
That'd be way too many greats.
I know.
No,
part of the joke.
he was the fucking first mayor of New York City. Far out. Explains a lot. So, on that bombshell, as they say on Top Gear, I think we can end the show. Anything else you want to talk about, boys? No? Okay. Say goodbye. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.